says I'm live everywhere, but I'm not seeing myself, so let me see if I can find myself. Welcome. There I am. And welcome. Woohoo! How did I do that? Man. Alright, so we're doing an experiment today. In case you're wondering, what? Why are you live at the middle of the day? Well, we're doing an experiment. So we started noticing on my soap shows that we have 4 times the amount of people watching my soap shows as we do our Living on a Dime show in the evening. So we were kind of wondering, is it soap that's attracting the people, or is it the time of day? I don't know. What do you think, dear?
Soap.
You say soap. Mom and Heidi say it's time of day.
Well, it might be the time of day, too.
I don't know. So I'm turning on my oven for 350 because I'm making homemade chocolate chip muffins. So we're doing a little experiment here to see what happens. I don't know what's going to happen. Excuse me.
Time of day for me. Hi there.
Everybody's
hi.
saying it's time of day.
Yep. How are y'all doing?
Oh,
We're
really?
great. Thank you.
Are we streaming on all 3 today?
We are, but we need to pull up the other one so we can see it.
So we're streaming on all 3. We're streaming on YouTube, Facebook, and our new How to Save on Groceries Facebook page, which is growing like crazy because everybody wants to save on groceries.
Well, Elizabeth says finally caught a live show.
Hello, Elizabeth.
Laurel, hi from frosty British Columbia.
Frosty?
I love British Columbia.
See, it's hard because we're in Colorado and the winters are so nice here that we just don't even know what winter really is, do we?
See, I'm not sure if this is Peg or Peggy. Says time of day is supper time when you come on at 4:30. That's exactly what Tawra was thinking. So
I'm thinking 4:30 p.m. is not the best time for us to be going live, but it really is hard for Mike because it breaks up the workday in a weird way, and it with his how do I phrase this? Squirrelish mind. He can't jump from one thing to another and get much done. He has to focus.
Yeah, when I was working in television professionally, if I was editing a show, I would get nothing done in the first 2 hours, and then the next 2 hours would be about an average amount of work, and then the last 4 hours were totally screaming crazy effective. But if I never got to that many hours, it would never be effective. Yeah. So.
All right, so today on our How to Save on Groceries Facebook group, if you guys haven't joined, head over there. We have a great bunch of people. We are not allowing no snarkiness.
So Anna says, your cleaning fairy did an awesome job cleaning your kitchen.
Didn't he? If you guys aren't on Instagram, go type in Living on a Dime on Instagram. That's us. Oh, I haven't checked Instagram lately to see if anybody else is trying to steal our name. We have to continually keep ahead of things for trademark infringement because Living on a Dime is trademarked, just in case you didn't know.
Hey there! I'm now looking at the grocery group, which I wasn't logged into just a second ago.
All right!
Lots of hellos, especially retirees. I'm getting live notifications. Yay, Rosemary.
Yay! Okay, so this recipe is in Dining on a Dime cookbook on page 56.
Oops, I guess I need to share that, don't
It is Mom's Sweet Muffins right here. Didn't show it right there. Mom's Sweet Muffins. I am making them chocolate chip. This is a really versatile muffin recipe. Now, in our How to Save on Groceries Facebook group today, somebody said, I have leftover oatmeal packets. What do I do with them? This is a great recipe that you can use leftover oatmeal in if you wanted. You could also use them in our oatmeal cookies that we made the other day on the show. They're also in Dining on a Dime cookbook. So you could probably put it in meatloaf too. And that extra bit of sweetness would be really good for meatloaf. Like if you're making a barbecue type meatloaf. Ooh, that would be yummy. So this is really a pretty versatile recipe. All right.
Sorry, go ahead. Patty says I usually make dinner while I watch the show in the evening. I like this time of day, but I think I would miss you at night. I no longer watch news because you're on and I'm less stressed.
Very good. Cut the news, people. Stop it. Just stop watching the news. We check the news online now and then, but we do not watch the news at all.
Because Mike used to work in TV and knows what they do.
The news is a bunch of lies. Well, not all of it's lies, but
it's not generally accurate.
It's not accurate. I can tell you, when they did a story on me, and I was 28 years old, and in the story they said that I had 2 teenagers when I was 28 years old for one of my first interviews for our book. I knew they do not check and recheck.
Dawn says we like seeing the kids on the 4:30 show. That's true.
Ooh, I never thought about that.
See, Jack's here today, but he's not feeling well.
Yeah, Jack's got a cold again. So, anyway, okay, Mom's Sweet Muffins. I have in here flour. I'm putting in my sugar. You guys like my little containers that my friend Jamie gave me? Oops, I did that wrong. There it is. Normally I put in my flour. Yeah. Normally I put in my flour, sugar, baking powder, and salt and whisk all that first and then add my dry ingredients, but I forgot. Okay, so here's my salt and then my baking soda.
I can see you and the top of the bowl, but not in the bowl. Is that I sort of see it slightly in the bowl.
Well,
is that okay?
Whatever you're seeing here looks good.
Okay, okay.
Okay, and then my baking soda. And then my baking powder. So I couldn't find my teaspoon, so I'm doing my tablespoon. And 1 tablespoon is 3 teaspoons, so I'm doing half a tablespoon for baking soda, okay? Everybody follow that? All right, so then my egg right there.
I'm adding the recipe again for all you guys.
And my buttermilk right there. If you don't have buttermilk, you can use milk with a teaspoon of vinegar in it, and that will make sour milk. Okay, did I get everything in here? Oh, no chocolate chips. Okay, so before you put in the chocolate chips, I whisk it all together, okay? So
Carrie's asking, do you have another group? Yes.
Yes.
Tawra has a group called, it's a closed group on Facebook called How to Save on Groceries. I'll share the link for that. And you can just click join group and we'll approve you.
Yeah.
Yeah, Phyllis is right. I have more work without Dave.
Yes, Michael has more work without Dave. So, but that's okay.
Love your hair, Tawra. Super cute. Love
Thank
your
you.
apron, Tawra. Super cute.
Thank you. Okay, hold on 1 second, guys. Just 1 minute.
Uh-oh.
So, let me tell you what I'm doing here. So, I used dry egg in here, so it made my batter slightly drier. So, I'm going to add just a little bit more buttermilk. That is normally if you just use a regular egg, but I have some dehydrated egg that I want to get used up. So now when I'm baking, I'm trying to get it used up so it doesn't go bad. I keep dehydrated eggs in my emergency stash of food for when the zombie apocalypse happens. And so I keep like a thing of powdered butter and a thing of powdered eggs just on hand for emergencies. Okay, so now I'm going to add my chocolate chips. You can be my cupbearer.
Oh, I have to try chocolate chips. I don't know. Can I handle that?
What do you think? Am I going to die if I eat them?
I don't detect any poison.
Do you need to test some more just to make sure?
Maybe. That'd be a good idea.
Okay. Now, I just put like 1/4 cup in here or so. Not very many at all.
So Becky says, at work, having to keep the volume down, are you always on this early? Loving my cookbook. We're not always on this early. We're doing an experiment to see how many people like it this early. So.
Yeah, because we're not sure if my huge soap shows during the week are because people like watching soap or if it's because of the time of day. So we're kind of experimenting. Now, because it's Valentine's Day next week, and it's February right now, I'm using my cute little heart molds that I got.
Got the cleaning very clean today.
Oh my! 1972? You think this mold is that old?
Probably.
Oh my goodness. I got it brand new at a garage sale like 20 years ago. But, okay, and they used to sell this same exact one, but we looked yesterday.
How many years ago at a garage sale?
20 years. It was right after we got married, right when the kids were born.
Danny wants to know where you get powdered butter.
I buy mine on Amazon. Mike will get the link for you.
Oops.
It's already up here. Just type in dehydrated butter. And I just keep it on hand. Right there.
This one?
Yeah, that's the one I use. And I do keep some dehydrated, freeze-dried type foods on hand for when the zombies are coming after me, they'll have a good meal. Don't you think?
Yeah, you with a little butter on you, that'd be great.
They say, this is so sweet.
All right, I'm going to share the dehydrated butter link. I forgot who asked, but here it is.
All right, so I'm getting it all put in here. Here we go.
Oh, do I need to turn the camera down a little more?
Okay.
Sorry.
They probably got it. It's probably all right. You can come back up now. So here it is, all in my little cute pan. And I'm going to stick it in the oven. Okay, and now I actually remembered to start my timer. So you guys can see, even yakking and messing around, that took me like 5 minutes to whip those up. So muffins are a super, super, super easy way to save some money on snacks and still have something that the kids love. I added chocolate chips to these, but these muffins, we sat and figured, and the recipe is like 40 cents for an entire batch. That's super cheap, guys. So when you think about spending who knows how much on juice boxes and granola bars and that kind of thing at the store, this is way cheaper than doing any of that. So, they are a quick and easy way to make muffins. Dining Iodine Cookbook, page 56. Mom and I made all these recipes so that they wouldn't be time-consuming, and they most certainly aren't.
And so they'd be inexpensive as well.
Yes, so they would be cheap. Oh yeah, inexpensive is a nicer way of saying cheap, isn't it?
Yeah, but when people actually look it up on the internet, they type in cheap.
Do they really?
It's funny how inexpensive is the chic way to say it.
Really?
But cheap is the way people understand it.
Well, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, so while we're sitting here chit-chatting, waiting for the muffins to go, I'm going to show you guys my soap. This is the Spearmint Eucalyptus. I already cut one because I just couldn't wait. I was curious. And that is what it looked like. Now, I lined my mold with trash bags. And this side isn't too bad, but this side was pretty wrinkly. So I'm not real sure if I'm going to be liking the trash bag method or not. I don't know. I'm feeling a little not so good about it. Because I'm trying to find a new way to line my soap molds. And I'm just not finding a very good alternative. I found another silicone mold, but it's $50 for each one. And by the time you pay the shipping. And It only makes 11 loaves instead of my 16 that I normally make.
So Jessica wants to know if we can be on twice a day or all day.
Sure, let's just put the GoPros on our heads and be live 24 hours. Can we do that?
Yep. A lot of our friends in the UK and Sweden and Norway are saying, this is a great time. And Annika in Israel.
Oh, is Annika on there?
Yeah.
Thank you. Oh, Annika, we have been enjoying the treats.
We have been.
BJ said, oh man, Mom, the Israelis make great chocolate. I have to agree with him.
Kyla is asking, off topic, but do you know if you can stuff a chicken before slow cooking it?
You can, but I don't recommend stuffing chicken or turkeys because it's really not that safe to do it because the internal temperature doesn't get high enough for most chicken and turkeys. So we do ours unstuffed, but if you really want to and you've done it before, you can. But just make sure that the inside of that chicken, I'm just scraping off the green that got on the white on the sides. Just make sure the internal temperature gets up high enough.
Okay. I think it was, who was it that said, Retta says the link does not work for me. If you're talking about the butter link, I'm going to go put it on our show notes page. For some mobile devices, YouTube doesn't, or Facebook doesn't let the links click till the show is over. So I'm going to go paste it to our show notes page, which is at livingonadime.com. If you go to the menu and click show notes in the menu, it'll take you to that page. And I will put that link on there right now. Dun, dun, dun. Dun, dun, dun.
Okay,
oh, do I need to tilt
here we
it down
go,
so
guys.
people can see?
Probably. All right, here's spearmint eucalyptus. Man.
You don't happen to be able to cut and sit, do you?
Yeah. You guys want me to cut and sit?
Then I could have you and the soap on together. Some people get alarmed when they only see the soap and not Tara's head. All right, show notes.
All right, there we go. I told Mike, I said we could get multiple cameras and get a switcher. You guys, like you're trying to kill me, aren't you?
We could do that. It's not like I haven't done that before. For 20 years.
That was what Mike used to do. Mike used to be a television producer.
I produced over 1,000 hours of live television.
Did you really?
Yes. Actually, it might have been more like
So
2.
how many hours have you done now that we've done this show?
Oh, who knows? Well, we've probably done 500 extra shows here.
Well, let's see. We've done 3 shows a week times a year, which is what? 3 times 5 is 150.
Wow.
And then if you half that for the year that we did a half, that would be 225. So you've probably done at least, probably because not all our shows are an hour long, you've probably done close to 300 hours just doing this.
So probably over 2,000 altogether, including the regular TV. And that doesn't include the pre-produced shows.
You might be a professional.
I might be.
Wow. Okay, here's my spearmint eucalyptus. I don't know. What do you guys think? I am loving it. I am loving it.
Mary Lee is wondering, for those muffins, do you use mini chips?
I don't, but you can. I just don't use mini chips because they're more expensive. And I go for cheap. So it doesn't really matter.
So I hope Jill and Heidi are paying attention to how many people say morning versus afternoon.
Uh-oh.
Lots of people saying this time is perfect. But there are people that say like both times.
Well, but do you know what we go by? We don't go by what people say anymore. Sorry, guys. We go by numbers now. Our whole business is run off of numbers. Now,
we're starting to learn that that's the smart way to do it.
That's the smart way to do it. That's the smart way. We have learned that. Let's see, what have the numbers told us over our business? Our numbers have told us that people like cooking.
Yep, and soap.
Our numbers have told us that they like soap. Our numbers have told us that they, what else do they like? That even though they say they want crock-pot recipes, our numbers tell us they really don't. Which is kind of interesting, I think.
But what's funny is a bunch of the people that come to our website who've never been there before come for the crock-pot recipes.
So what's interesting, the numbers tell us people are looking for crock-pot recipes, but they don't want to buy crock-pot recipes. which is totally different.
Hmm.
You know?
Interesting. Do you sell all this soap?
Yes, I do. I sell this on my Etsy store. And I will have...
I'll share the Etsy link here.
Okay, so here's the other loaf right here. Alright, so the trash bag, I don't know, I'm just not liking the trash bag method, guys. I don't know what you think, but
there you go.
I'm kind of thinking I don't really like the trash bag. I don't know. I got a new soap beveler planer, but I don't really like it very well, so I'm still planing by hand with a knife. With a knife. What is with the English language? Who invented the English language? Why would you do knife instead of, or knife instead of knife? That makes no sense.
Good question.
You know, I'm wondering if whoever created the English language was in Colorado when they did it.
I think not, my love.
You don't think?
Somebody was asking about the powdered butter. Why do you like dehydrated butter? Elaine's asking.
So what I use it for is just my emergency stash. So I don't use it on a daily basis except for when it's been about 10 years, and then I go and start using it up in my baked goods because I need to replace it. So like every 10 years I'll go in and use the container I have and restock with fresh, just to keep it fresh so that if there is ever a zombie apocalypse, which by the way, I'm kidding in case you guys didn't know this. I don't believe in zombies, but I just use that to joke around. You know, we had floods here, and our town is surrounded by rivers and creeks. And when the floods were here in 13? When the floods were here in 2013, we were stuck for like 2 days. We couldn't get out because all the roads were flooded.
So we were all right with that.
And so, you're always the optimist, aren't you?
Yep. It drives you crazy, huh?
I'm telling a story, and it is about the worst case scenario and how you should be prepared for the worst.
Okay.
So we were about 2 days where we weren't able to get out, but man, and these were pretty bad floods, but if you got really, really bad floods and you couldn't get out for weeks, you guys need to have some food on hand to make sure you can take care of yourself. You cannot depend on the government, people. They will not always take care of you, or are not always able to take care of you. So, that is why I keep an extra store for a couple of months. So if some emergency happens, then we will have food.
Man, Andrea was saying, I bet it smells terrific, and I think it does. Oh, yum. And by the way, hi, Andrea. Hutchinson is
Andrea knows about floods. She was just in whatever hurricane that was in Houston several months ago.
Yes.
So Andrea knows what I'm talking about.
So Marla is asking, how long have we been going live? About 2 years now, right?
In June, it will be 2 years.
In June, it'll be 2 years. Okay,
yeah.
A year and a half. And somebody was asking, how many viewers do the soap shows usually get?
Well, it depends on how you're counting it. At any given time, we will have up to between 500 and 1,700 people at one time, with a view count at the end of 10,000. Or, I mean, a view count at the end of 35,000. But our night shows, we usually have around 10,000 views. So, yeah.
Janice is wondering if you would be able to sell some soap in Mississippi. You are planning to bring some, aren't you? I
am planning on bringing some, but I have some very sad news that I'm going to show you in just a little bit. My soap I made the other day failed. So this is going to be the last one that I'm going to be able to take to Mississippi. And I'll show you guys in just a second while we're chatting and answering questions.
We did have some questions today.
Okay.
Or comments. Let's see. Bandana Grandma, Mike, Tawra, and friends. Sorry I'm late. Was supervising my production fairies.
Yeah.
Mother of Many Horses was wondering if she missed us saying we were going to be going early today. This is not normally a regular show day. This is a soap day for Tawra, but we decided to just run an experiment and run the regular show.
Yeah. We're doing a test.
Maybe a couple of times at this time and see how it goes.
Yeah.
I'm not sure I pronounced it right, but Ingeborg says, finally a good time for me to watch you live from the Netherlands.
Ooh, I love the Netherlands.
BJ was just there like 3 weeks ago.
There, yeah. I love all the flowers.
GoPro, great idea.
The flowers are so, so pretty there. I love the flowers.
Sherry, Two Family Homestead, said, the video I posted this morning has me in the pantry if you want to see the shelves. Tawra.
Oh, I do. I'll try and remember to go look at that. By the way, Sherry, Mike sent you an email. So if you got it, you might check and let us know.
And Peggy is wondering, do we have a recipe for scones? Because when they were talking about those little heart things being perfect for scones.
I don't know. Go look on the website and see. I can't remember if I put a scone recipe on. Oh, here's Mr. El Sicko, my favorite gnome in the world. How are you doing?
Good.
Did you say good?
Wait, what?
I don't know.
We don't. I don't see a scones recipe. It just links to buttermilk. He's like, can I use the internet?
Yes, he's trying to.
Kennedy, we live in Colorado, about 45 minutes north of Denver.
Yeah. Okay, so let me put this up and I will show you my great soap fail of 2018, which makes me want to cry. My muffins are almost done. Got 6 seconds.
6 seconds, that's precise.
See, I'm good, aren't I?
Yep.
Okay.
Cherry's asking, how do you keep your extra supply of food updated and from expiring on you?
So what I did was, hold on just 1 second here. Let me.
Wow. Andrew said we were stuck inside for around, this is during the hurricane in Texas, for around 3 to 4 days. We could have gotten out on foot if we had the necessary footwear, but really not much was open for business. Wow.
Well, and people don't think, have a pair of boots for every member of the family in your emergency,
supplies.
in your emergency supplies, and a shovel if you're in tornado, hurricanes. Have a shovel and whistles so that if you get stuck and you need someone to come get you, get this stuff, guys. Be prepared. So what I do is, first of all, I buy foods that don't expire very well. So we have a bunch of white rice and beans, dry beans, and I have a water filter system that I bought water, and I have 2 food grade 5-gallon buckets to use. It's like a Berkey, but it's a homemade version. And just 1 second here. Hold on 1 second.
Hey Paige, I saw thanks. I got your email after I sent you a thing saying, did you get my email? So, all right, cool.
So then I buy things that last a long time, like the dehydrated butter and the dehydrated, what do you call it? Butter, what was I using? Oh, eggs. The dehydrated butter, the dehydrated eggs, those kinds of things, so that they last like 10 years. And I don't have a ton. I mean, I've got like 1 container of eggs and 1 container of butter, so it'll last us a month, but it's not going to last us a year. I have probably a year's supply of beans and rice.
We've been in situations where, like, thankfully we had family's house to go to, but we, like David, but we've been in 2 ice storms. One of them was 3 weeks we were out of the house. We could have stayed in the house. It didn't quite get below freezing in the house, but there was absolutely no power, and nothing was able to run in the house. So,
Yeah.
although it was funny because BJ, our son BJ, our oldest, Mr. Technology and Electricity and Lights man, had tons of batteries.
Okay, so here is what the muffins look like. I'm going to let them cool in here. I don't know. They may pop out. Let me see. Sometimes they don't pop out real... Oh, yeah. Okay, they're popping out pretty easy. There you go. Chocolate chip muffins.
Man, that smells good.
Here, I'll set it here to cool, and then you can eat a bite.
Oh, I'm not sure what you were talking about, but Stormy asked, what about using foil? I'm not sure which thing that was in reference to. Was that
probably
lining your
soap rolls? Yeah. The foil will react with the lye, and so you don't want to use foil. It'll react, but that's all right. I'll figure out a solution. And actually, I have sort of a solution, but it's not working quite as well as I had hoped. So.
Harry says, finally caught a live show all the way from Wales, UK. Love your shows.
It's Prince Harry. We're famous.
No, I just said Harry.
Prince Harry is watching us.
Harry, Ellie, and I, my daughter and I were in, well, we passed through Wales in April, and we really loved it. It was really beautiful there.
Oh, dear. Whoops.
What about the unicorn soap, Melissa's asking?
Okay, so this is it right here. Right here. So let me get these in the oven. And then I will show you what happened with my unicorn soap, and it's not pretty. Okay, there we go.
So Danny, you don't see comments on the Living on a Dime page, but you see it on this page? Because you're looking at the how to save money on groceries page. Some people were, I wasn't sure if people were confused or if there's a reason why some people aren't seeing the comments. Thailand, I thought that beeping was at my house.
Sorry. We have the same microwave. Okay, you want to take a taste test real quick?
Sure. Is it ready?
I think so. Might be a little warm, so be careful.
Man, this one, when you make it without the chocolate chips, I don't remember it being this way, but it almost tastes cornbread-like.
Maybe it's because of the eggs.
Oh, you can't eat it.
Yeah. Maybe it's because of the dried eggs.
It's really good. Yum. Actually, it's maybe because it's really hot, too.
Oh. Well, we've had... I'm having a nose meltdown. I'm sorry. We've had person after person commenting on our groceries Facebook page about how much they love these muffins. And so I thought, well, I'll make them. Okay, so here's the unicorn soap, and I don't know if you can see. Can you guys see this?
Oh, Aiko's in Japan. It's 3:30 in the morning, she said.
Oh, my. Okay, so can you see this? I don't know if you can see this, but look. Can you see that? That is oil oozing out of my soap. So, I have no idea. Well, yeah, I do know. Yesterday was one of those days, or Tuesday was one of those days where everything was going wrong. And I think I mismeasured and I did not put enough lye in my soap. What?
Benetta says, during the blizzard of 1978, I sound like an old prospector. We lived in Gloucester, Massachusetts, and the roads were shut down for weeks. Grocery stores empty and streets drifted over our heads, and the kids loved it.
Yeah.
Eileen has a joke for you.
What?
She says, what is a gnome's favorite band?
What is a gnome's favorite band? I have no idea.
She says the Rolling Gnomes.
That's pretty good. Okay, so can you see the oil just oozing out of there? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this all up. I'm going to try and salvage the embeds by just pulling them out.
Whoa. What happened to it that was disastrous? I missed that part.
See, it's oil. I didn't have enough lye.
It smells really good.
So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a grater
Sue's on!
Sue!
Hi, Sue!
We've been missing you!
We have been missing you.
We were wondering how you were doing, if you were okay. I haven't seen you anywhere, so I was just going to email you and make sure you were okay. Actually, I'm so glad your son lives down the street, so that if anything goes wrong, I can at least go down there. And our friend Sue lives in England, and we met her because her son lives down the street from us, like 2 miles. 2 miles? 3 miles? Not very far. So there's not going to be any unicorn soap today. I have lye on the way. I ran out of lye. There's lye on the way, but it's not going to be here for a few more days. So I will try again. Although I don't know. I don't think of unicorns as being the dark colors. I was doing the dark colors because I thought it would be, I don't know what I thought. But I think I'll do the unicorn pastel next time. Even though these colors are really pretty and it makes me totally disgusted that all of this was wasted. I think I'll do pastels next time. But we'll see. So, I don't know. My goodness, this is so oily I can hardly keep a hold of it. This is crazy. Okay, let's get this done. And then I'll start grating it and I'll show you. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it in the crock pot. And I'm going to cook it. Yeah, smell that. Isn't that disgusting? All that glorious.
Smell? No, it smells great. But it's disgusting.
I mean, just that it's ruined. So then the same thing happened with the lavender, and I'll show you the lavender. We can at least look and see what it looked like to see if it turned out. But yeah, I don't know.
Was I supposed to share any soap links?
You guys, yeah. So if you want to buy my soap, Michael put the link in there. I also have a how to make soap for beginners e-course.
The cat just sneezed.
The cat just sneezed.
Okay, everybody's sneezing.
So anyway, unicorn was ruined. I'm going to be doing a lot of grating since I don't have a food processor. I really got to get me a food processor. Let me grab the lavender so you guys can see at least what it looked like.
I also shared the link for the muffins recipe that we made today. And if you miss any of these links, you can go to livingonadime.com. In the menu, just click show notes and it's right there.
Yep. Okay, so here's the lavender. Ugh. And you can see the same thing happened. It's just an oil slick. I mean, just look at that. But let's cut it and see what it turned out like. See if I should do this color combination. So that's lavender mint. I don't know. It's turned out pretty.
Ooh.
Here I was going to take some of this to Two Family Homestead when we go to Wiggins, Mississippi for our get-together.
Wait,
oh!
That's really cool
That
looking.
is so sad.
Wait, so this is one that you said this didn't turn out right?
No, this one's super oily too, but I wonder on this one, it's not quite as oily.
It looks fine.
Oh, that is so cool. I may let this one rest and see if the oil absorbs.
So Carrie says, FEMA has a great list of emergency supplies. A bug-out bag is important too. We scanned all important documents onto a flash drive, and we've had to use it, and we're thankful it was there. Actually, that's pretty cool. When I was working for PBS, I produced a show for Department of Homeland Security after the town of Greensburg, Kansas was destroyed.
They were literally blown away by a tornado. Literally.
And they were talking about things that people forget, and one of the things they said people forget is a whistle. Because like if your house gets destroyed and you're in the basement or something, there's no way for the rescuers to know you're in there if they can't really hear you. And they also said people...
And it saves your voice.
Yeah. And they said people store a lot of canned goods and they don't think to store a can opener.
Yep.
So those are some of the things that I was pretty surprised about for those things. Oh, Monica's watching from Hamilton, Ontario.
Hello, Monica. Yeah,
come back to Texas.
Actually, I don't think this is going to be savable. But man, that pattern was so pretty. Man, I'm so sad. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grate all this up. And I'll do the separate scents because the scent will probably save. And if not, I'll just add a slight amount more of the scent. And they won't be real pretty, but it'll be usable soap. And it will hot process and cook. And then the soap will be finished. and hopefully it will absorb most of the oil then.
So Elaine was saying I'm trying to see the shape of a unicorn, but it's not the shape,
No,
it's the colors, right?
It was just the colors and the
and
the fragrance I was just kind of going for. I need to get a unicorn mold.
She was also asking what you were taking out of the top. Those are just regular embeds, right?
So these are just melt and pour soap that I colored that I use for embeds on the top.
Karen said, just extra moisturizing. Sell it to us old ladies with dry skin.
Let me tell you, this is so moisturizing. You'll start wondering what happened to you. You'll just go back 20 years.
Oh, hey, Danny and some other people. If you're watching, so we're now streaming to the YouTube and Facebook and the Facebook How to Save on Groceries group. So if you're watching on the How to Save on Groceries group, you might see less commentary than you're accustomed to seeing if you usually watch it on the regular Facebook group. So that's the reason why.
So this is very interesting. So it appears just from today's that I'm only having the big audience because I'm making soap. Very interesting. So do we quit living on a dime and just make soap? What do you guys think?
Full-time soap making?
Should we quit living on a dime and just make soap?
I'll wait and see what everybody says.
I don't know. Oh my goodness, this is so oily. Oh, it's just oozing.
Oh, Melanie's asking if it's scented.
Yes.
This one
smells really good.
It's really, really nice.
This is lavender mint. This one was pink pomegranate. Oh, they smell so good. That's why I'm so disgusted they didn't turn out. That is 16 pounds of soap ruined.
Oh.
I mean, we'll be able to use it.
Well,
but
Tawra often remixes it into other soaps.
I'll be able to grind it up and make it hot process soap, and then it'll turn into soap for us to use, but it's not going to be pretty. It'll smell good, but it won't be pretty. This is just so disappointing. It just smells so wonderful. And I was going to take this one to Two Family because she loves all things lavender.
Ramona was wondering how long has it been sitting?
24 hours. No, 48 hours. 48 hours.
So Ramona, I couldn't find show notes on the phone. On the mobile site of livingonadime.com, if you click the 3 lines on the right side, it'll bring down a menu, and show notes is like the 7th or 8th item down. So, and then if you're looking on the regular website, livingonadime.com, the show notes is, I think, the second from the end on the menu on the right.
So remember how I ruined my top, guys? Look how that actually looks good.
Everyone's loving the pattern and everything.
With the other soap. I'm just so sad. The pattern looks good and the...
Well, maybe Mike should test it. Because, you know, Mike is the soap tester.
Yeah, but the problem is if I'm going to reprocess it, I need to do it now. You have to do it like within a couple of days.
Well, I could use it today. I could take 5 baths today. Melanie said, I noticed when you were making it, it looked like you doubled your measurements.
I think what happened was I doubled my oil and I did not double my lye. And that day was so incredibly stressful. I had my neighbor coming over to help me. She did a great job, but I was trying to train her and get ready for a show. Oops. Oh dear, that's not good. This one just slid straight out of my hand. And I was trying to train her, and she was really helpful. She was great. But it was just extremely stressful. As a matter of fact, it was so stressful. After the show, I went to bed, and I could not get out of bed after that. I was like, that's it. Poor Mike had to go get the kids from school. I was like, I can't do anything else.
Poor Mike was okay with that. Eleanor is asking, can you put it in a bag with flour or something that will soak up some of the oil, or leave it out to air out? No.
Sometimes you can leave it and the oil will absorb. But if it's this oily 48 hours after having it, this looks like a person.
So
look at that.
Whoa, that's interesting looking.
Doesn't it look like something from Moana?
Oh, from Moana? Yeah, it does. Okay, so one person said yes when you said giving up the living on a dime and doing soaping, and whole bunches of people said, no, we like watching you cook. So I think we should just keep what we have.
So you guys want to hear a funny story? In December of 2015, I was actually done with living on a dime. I'm like, forget this. I'm not doing this anymore.
She did that about every year since the start.
This is my story.
Oh, sorry.
Awkward silence. I'm
No, I was waiting for you to continue.
So in December of 2015, I was like, I'm done. I am tired of us not making any money. We were making an income, but it wasn't really worth the hassle.
Well, and I was still doing television too.
And Mike was still doing television. Well, not at that point you weren't. By that point, it was just doing Living on a Dime.
Oh, when we first moved back here.
Yeah. And, so, hold on, my hands are just horribly greasy now. My hands are going to have a lot of moisture on them.
Oh, Sashiana is asking, can you turn the soap into wash?
So what I'm going to do is when I cook it in the crock pot, I'm going to grate it up by hand because I don't have a grater. I don't have a food processor. And it's too soft to put through my salad shooter. And what I'm going to do is I'll cook it, and I might be able to save it that way. So I was done in 2015. I'm like, forget it. We're going to sell out of the last, 1,000 books we had. I'm just going to make soap, and you're just going to have to figure out something else. So in June, we still had, 850 or 900 books. Because we were selling, 2 to 3 books a week. I don't even know how we were staying in business.
Well, you should see all the people saying absolutely not on the quitting. No, no,
So-
no. Don't worry, we're not.
So we were only selling 2 to 3 books a week. I don't even know how we were staying in business. Well, we weren't. We were making $1 an hour. So I was like, that's it, forget it. Well, then one day they had this new thing called YouTube and Facebook Live come out. And I was like, I always thought it would be good for us to just sit and chat with people. But of course you couldn't, you couldn't do that. So one day, Ellie and I were fixing her beanbag that was torn. And it was this huge IKEA beanbag that was $250 that we got for free from a friend from BJ's friend who was moving back to Luxembourg. She was moving back. Of course, you can't take a humongo chair-sized beanbag back to Luxembourg with her.
Oh, Lost Control is about to lose control because she wants you to see her comment that she wants the soap as is.
Well, it's really oily though.
Well, we could do a test.
Well, I guess if she wants some. And so Ellie and I...
She says, there are a few of us that want oily soap. Don't make me send you photos of my crusty, dry feet.
Oh, we have a solution for that. Go to How to Heal Cracked, Dry Feet and Heels. I actually have a really good solution for that.
She's not throwing it away at the moment. She's just cutting it right now.
No, I'm just cutting it. Go to Living on a Dime and type in cracked heels. And so we did a beanbag sewing. Ellie and I were sitting there sewing on a beanbag, and we had 35 people watch us. I was like, I can't believe 35 people are watching me sew a beanbag. So for 3 weeks, I kept telling Mike, I said, we got to do this. I said, I think there's something here. And he's like, we got too much to do. I said, I know, but we got to do this. No, I can't add another thing right now. What do you want me to do?
Well,
do you
no,
want
actually,
me to do this or do you want me to do that? I'm like, I know, but this is really bad.
Well, actually, I said, we did this YouTube stuff before, and it didn't really do anything. And who would want to watch us live? Nobody'd want to do that.
And I said, no, I'm really, here's how to heal cracked heels and feet. And it works in 2 days. It works in 2 days.
Lost Control didn't want you to pull the embeds off. Well, she has a bunch that did. She didn't pull them off.
Well, yeah, I left a bunch, and I have a whole nother loaf over here with embeds.
Sue says, I missed you guys too. This is a better time for me, although I do watch the recorded shows. So just so you guys know, it's a little harder without Dave here because I'm watching 3 different streams, so I kind of jump between them trying to catch up on comments here and then here and then here, so I'm always
Yeah.
just a little bit behind.
And Bandana Grandma is going to be on at 12:15 Mountain, 2:15 Eastern. Bandana Grandma, put your link in there. And I think she's making chicken fried steak out of dining. Maybe. I'm not sure. But maybe.
Can Mike come over?
Yes. Oh my goodness. I'm sorry guys, the fragrance oils make my nose itch. So I kept trying to convince him for like 2 or 3 weeks. So finally I just thought, I'm just going to do it myself. So I just went on with my cheapy little phone a couple of times and I said, Mike, people are really watching me do this stuff. This is crazy. So he's like, okay.
Oh no, I would always say, oh no, we don't want to add another thing, but I always bend.
I know, that's because you know I'm right.
Because you're persuasive.
Because I'm right.
Because you drive me crazy.
Because I'm right.
If I don't.
Because I'm right. So,
oh.
So, am I going to finish my story?
Yeah, go ahead. Do it.
So then, we started doing these live shows. And finally, Mike got on, and we started doing them, and we were starting at the kitchen table. And then we moved in here to the kitchen bar. And we went from selling 2 or 3 books a week to selling a case a week. And then we were selling 2 cases a week. And then we were selling 2 cases a week. And then in the last like 4 or 5 months, we're finally selling like 3 cases a week, somewhere around there, and then a whole bunch of ebooks. So it's finally been worth it. But the problem was I had already started doing my soap and I already got into all of that. So now I have them both going. So now what do?
Do both.
But I can't do both. It wears me out.
I cook and you do soap.
Oh, that would work. Oh, can we tell them about if I die, what you're going to do with the show?
I forgot what that is.
So Mike said, if you go...
Oh, sorry.
So go ahead, you tell it.
Well, the other day somebody was talking about we should move to Hawaii. I forgot who it was. I said, if you die, I won't be able to do the show because people like me, but they don't like me for the reason they like you. And I was thinking I'd have to go to Hawaii and work on one of those exercise shows in the morning, and then I'd be able to go live, and I'd have to, not wear a shirt and be like that guy. Forgot what his name is. It used to be a wrestler.
Can you
and
see
cook
my
on the show.
cooking shirtless? Ah! Oh my goodness. Oh, that would be crazy.
Oh,
Okay.
Annie's wondering, where did you get the cute laptop? Well, so that's a sticker on the laptop.
Yes, I
Where
think
did
it
you
was
get it?
Lynette sent that to me. I don't know where she got it from.
Lynette, a.k.a. Lynn?
Yeah, I think
Okay,
so.
just making sure it's the same person. Yeah, a lot of people saying they would buy that soap, extra oil, good for oily skin.
Yeah,
So
but
you're
it's-
thinking it just wouldn't work so
Yeah,
well.
but it's so oily, you can't even hardly hold onto the bar.
Oh, Sashiana's wondering if Ellie got a new purse.
Yes, she did. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Love this show.
Yeah.
It should be promoted as reality TV.
We should. Should we?
Thank
How
you,
could
Betty.
living on a dime? Let's see. What is it? Unleashed?
Unplugged.
Unplugged. Living on a dime. Unplugged.
Leanne
that
says
sound?
just don't do the shows as often. Give yourself a break. It's funny because one thing that we were trying to do is to involve a few other people in helping with things that Tara doesn't really have to do, which is why Heidi's with us now, and Tara's brother David does some stuff, and our neighbor
She came over and helped me
Gina
with
came
setting up.
over. And the idea is to try to find which things Tara absolutely has to be part of, which is this, and then take her out of the things she doesn't need to do. Because that wasn't really part of our intention for her to do some of the other stuff.
Yeah.
Ooh, Amber says, I've been watching you from the beginning. That's awesome.
Aw,
Marcia
thank
says,
you.
I still have my Not Just Beans book.
Marcia, you've been with us that long. Do you realize that's 20 years?
And Phyllis
Wow.
says, the first time I watched you was decorating the Christmas tree with Jack in 2015.
Wow.
Wow. I remember that. That was awesome.
So guys, we are going to be in Wiggins, Mississippi on March 11th at 10 a.m. at the fairgrounds. And we're going to the Deep South Homestead Spring Gathering. Sorry, that was the cat who was trying to climb up on the counter. I don't allow that. I'm sorry. It's one thing that really chops my hide. And we are going to...
Living on a dime, boiling over and burning.
How long have we been doing live videos? Live for a year and a half. But we've been doing this business for 20 years. So...
Oh, Aiko says, I bought many ebooks and 2 hard copies sent to my son in California. He's visiting Japan March 2nd, bringing 1 copy. Oh, of the print book.
Wow!
By the way, he's single on a strict budget, and he's so happy.
Yay!
Rock and Roll Annie's asking if we can share gluten-free recipes. Sometimes she makes...
Yeah.
Most of the recipes can be adapted, right?
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes Tawra will, when we're making it, she will make it as gluten-free because, in theory, she's not supposed to eat that. So, let's see.
Oh, yes, Bandana Grandma is making chicken fried steak and homemade apple turnovers. Only if you mail a turnover to me.
So Mary says she wouldn't assume that people don't want to see cooking at this time of the day because if she hadn't listened to the show last night, she wouldn't have known it was about cooking today.
Well, but the thing is...
Because we never stream YouTube at this time.
No, but on Facebook, our numbers are not what they are with soap shows, and I don't usually announce those. Well, I announce them the same. So, apparently it's soap that people want to see.
Hi from Vienna, Austria. I love you guys.
I was there. How cool. I loved Austria.
Thank you. That's awesome.
Actually, Austria was one of my favorite places to visit.
I just think it's so awesome that people are on from all over the place.
Yep. I would say Austria was number 1. No, I mean, Netherlands was number 1. Austria would be number 2. Probably Switzerland number 3. Sweden number 4. Well, Sweden was up there. Sweden was up there.
You know, I need certain... I wish I could have certain moderators be able to like ding me separately from everything I see.
Why?
I was so sorry, guys. I was looking at everyone trying to get my attention for Lost Control.
What?
Oh, and Lost Control was trying to get my attention about the soap.
Oh.
So, we have some other things. Oh, did somebody say something about Dave? Oh, I started following you pre-Dave, Debbie says. Yeah, because... Initially, it's funny because I used to, if you weren't here earlier in the show and you didn't know this already, I used to work as a television producer for 20 years. And so during that time, I did a lot of the other jobs in television also, and we were not supposed to ever be seen. And so when Tawra first started doing the show, I was trying to sit quietly in the background and make sure everything was working fine and have her up there, and she would say, "Hey, Mike!" And I would think, do I answer? Shouldn't really do that. So I started talking back to her, and eventually people were saying, "Who's Mike? We want to see Mike." So then I ended up out front, and then Dave kind of joined us because we were getting overwhelmed with comments. And then from time to time, he's been on the show, especially when Tawra was out of town. You want me to do that?
Yeah, somebody was asking where to get my soaps. Here you go. I'm throwing them in there. Go ahead and finish your story. I got it. I got it.
Yeah, so we've kind of had more people up here. And then Jack just kind of started dancing through, which was awesome. And so Buster's become a star. And
yeah, we got the whole zoo. I've decided I am P.T. Barnum and this is my circus, but I don't have it together yet.
I don't get that because I haven't seen that movie.
We're going this weekend. It was really, really good.
Teresa's asking, are the recipes in Not Just Beans the same as Dining on a Dime? There are not as many in Not Just Beans because it was the original.
We added 2 new chapters, 40 new recipes in Dining on a Dime. Tammy, my cousin, I've known you well before you started living on a dime. Used to hate it when you took me to the library for math books and made me work on it. I don't remember that. Did I make you work on your homework at the library? I have no memory left at all. My memory is shot.
Tammy says, a different Tammy says, the first time I saw y'all, Jill was showing how to iron. I think that was in 2016.
Oh, that's funny.
It's funny because we made about 5 videos around 2007, 2008. And people were telling us we should. And we thought, how is this helping us? We were getting a lot of views, but nobody was coming to the website and it wasn't doing anything. So we were thinking, okay, we'll just leave those out there for a while. And eventually they were getting lots and lots of views. Especially Jill, if you don't know, Jill had a how to fold a fitted sheet video, which has become really famous. And I think it's had 20 million views or something. I can't remember.
I think we're like, I don't know. We've got like 20 million views on our how to fold a fitted sheet or something. Oh, yeah, Deb, I'm glad you liked it. Yeah, so now I've created this monster where Living on a Dime is doing well and my soap is doing well, but I'm not. I can't do it all. So I'm having to be really careful that I don't wear myself out.
So Bonnie's asking what kind of soaps you make for spring. I would love to purchase the sunflower or roses soap.
I don't have those fragrances. I probably won't get those made. I'm sorry.
Ramona, I found you with Jill folding a fitted sheet.
I'm not funny.
What's funny is, like, really, really big, famous media outlets have done videos and things referencing that video. And I keep telling Jill, you know, more than twice as many people as all the people that live in the Los Angeles metro area have seen your video.
Well, and to put it in perspective, the other day, so get the Round Rocks up. Get Round Rocks Amphitheater up.
Oh, Red Rocks.
Get it, or Red Rocks, I mean. So to put it in perspective, Mike and I were at a concert a few years ago. See if you can find a picture with people in it. Let's see. And we were sitting down at the bottom. That one's probably good.
Well, how about this?
They can't see that. It's too dark.
Oh, which one?
Oh,
one?
is that lighter? Maybe it's not lighter. I can't tell. Well, that's probably okay. So to put it in perspective, Mike and I were sitting down at the bottom here, and this isn't even the full thing, but you can see it. Okay, so hold that up.
Hold on a second. I'm trying to reduce a little of the clutter on the screen here. Okay.
And I turned around and looked, and this is 10,000 people. Okay, see that right there? That's 10,000 people. You guys see that? Okay, so Mike and I turned around, and I told Mike, I said, oh my.
That's not even, well, this picture doesn't actually show the whole place. This is about half the people that are there.
Yeah, that's probably about half of it. And so I told Mike, I said, that's how many people watch us in one show.
I was like, no way.
I had a soap show that went crazy one day, and it was 10 times that amount. Watching me make soap. I'm like, this is crazy. So anyway, so now all our live shows have gone nuts, but we're trying to catch up and get going, so.
Sherry says, y'all are so cute together.
Oh. All right. Well, oh man, I got some soap on my, now that's bad when you get your soap on your dining on a dime and it oozes oil. So, oh, yesterday a lady said she had her dining on a dime sitting on the nightstand with her Fitbit, and she spilled her water or her drink all over everything.
I know where this is going.
And her first thought was like, she said her first thought was, not my dining on a dime. She didn't even care about the Fitbit. I was like, wow, that's a compliment. Man, thank you.
Betty is asking for the link to Bandana Grandma. Bandana? Let's see.
Susie, can you put your link up there? I know you're getting ready for your show, but can you put your link up there?
The show is on only YouTube?
It's on YouTube, yeah. Just type in Bandana Grandma.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, I wanted to look at this before we go. Scroll down. Somebody said something about the circus.
Yeah.
What was that?
So...
My husband's great-grandfather was the owner of a circus.
Of the circus.
Oh, of the circus.
And he sold it out with one requirement that they had to keep the name Bailey in it. I think that was awesome.
Her name is Melanie Bailey? Serious? Wait a minute. My husband's great-grandfather was the owner of the circus. Of the Barnum and Bailey Circus? We have somebody famous watching us. Sort of, by marriage. 3 times removed. That's pretty cool. Now, I know that The Greatest Showman... Was it the Greatest... Was that what it's called? The Greatest Showman? I think so. It was a wonderful movie, and we're going to go see it because it was great. I loved the movie. But I will say, I don't think that it's biographically correct from what I have known about P.T. Barnum before and researched. But it's a really good, inspiring movie. It's really, really good. So.
Oh, thank you, Janet. Janet says, I looked up your Rocky Mountain relaxation site. Love it and use it to fall asleep every night.
Oh, we should promote that more.
And I need to, I have a few things I need to fix on it because at the time I had more because we like you because you're down to earth and real.
Do I have a friend there? But maybe they would all want to go live.
Mary says I use the fitted sheet to train people at work how to fold them.
See, very very good. I get comments all the time. This is a bunch of witchcraft. You can't figure this out. It's not rocket science, people.
Well, I think those were a lot of teenagers.
It's super simple. Once you figure it out, it's really, really super simple.
It's funny.
You just get all your corners put in together.
So I used to monitor the comments for that video, and people would say, "She's a witch! She's a witch!" And I was thinking, what are they talking about? And I kept thinking, is this some kind of code that I need to pay attention to? And finally I remembered, somebody pointed out to me that was from...
Harry Potter or
no,
something.
it was from Monty Python.
Oh.
And then I remembered and I went back and saw that scene. But it was...
Were they folding a fitted sheet in there?
No, but they were just... I think what they were saying in the video was, this is crazy. Who can imagine that you could actually fold one of those?
All right, so our test, it appears that you guys like us better at 4:30 rather than at 11. So
well,
we might try it a couple more times, but I'm thinking probably 4:30 is a better time.
Carrie says, just have Mike cook. Sometimes you have to delegate. Love when Mike co-stars. Thank you.
Yes, and Mike even has his own aprons. So, all right, guys, go visit Bandana Grandma over on YouTube. She is going live making our chicken fried steak and apple turnovers as soon as we're done here. And I think 12:15, she said, Mountain Time, so that'd be 2:15 Eastern.
Oh, we didn't mention that the Crock-Pot ebook is 50% off.
Our Crock-Pot ebook is 50% off. Oh, it's only $5, and it's a really good deal, guys. So
hang on, I'll have to get that link. We also didn't, I hate to give us too many links, but we also didn't mention the
Valentine's ebook is free.
Yeah.
I really failed this time. I was caught off my game.
Oh, here's the... Wait. Yeah. I was like, where's the Crock-Pot ebook link? I'll show
All right, here's the Crock-Pot ebook. If you guys want our Crock-Pot ebook. I really got off today, didn't I? Man. I wasn't with it.
Well, I didn't think we were in a huge hurry. So,
well, no,
although Bandana... When is Bandana coming on?
In 5 minutes.
Okay, so we need to clear off there.
Yes.
So wait, where's the... So this link is to the Valentine's ebook that's... Our Valentine's Day ebook on Kindle is free. And if you don't have Kindle, it's okay. This page has a link to apps you can use to read the Kindle book. And this is where you can get it. It's free through Sunday at Amazon. Mm-hmm. So, yay. Oh, Noah's Ark says they do have a good show. I get bummed when I know I'm going to miss one. Oh, thank you.
Oh, thanks.
That's encouraging.
Nice.
I'm going to share the recipe one more time as well that we did earlier in the show for the muffins. And if you missed any links in this show and you wanted to see what else we shared, you can go to livingonadime.com and in the menu, click on show notes. And the show notes has all these links.
Yep.
So yay.
All right. Have
an awesome day.
And we will be back tomorrow at 4:30 Mountain Time at Living on a Dime. And I'm making chocolate-covered cherry Rice Krispie treats tomorrow.
Yay.
Yum.
Delicious.
So
all right.
We'll see you guys later.
I guess Mike has to go turn it off. Bye.
Bye. Bye-bye.
You're yawning, woman.
Sorry, I don't mean to yawn. It's not the company.